Hello guys! Welcome back to our physics class. Today I will explain to you how to use the conversion factor to transform from English system units to SI units. Okay, let's begin. Today's lesson is about converting units with conversion factor. Here we have the first example. In this example, we need to convert 6.5 pounds into grams. And for this, we need to look for the relationship between pounds and grams. Here, we can see the relationship between pounds and grams. 1 pound equals 453.6 grams. It doesn't matter whether you can see this statement like this or like this, because this is an equation and this sign represents an equivalence between this part and this part of the equation. It's the same. 1 pound equals 453.6 grams, or 453.6 grams equals 1 pound. Now we need to write this equivalence in conversion factor. A conversion factor is expressed as a fraction with a top and a bottom. So here we write this expression as conversion factor, but we can write the same expression like this. 1 pound equals 453.6 grams, or 453.6 grams equals 1 pound. All these expressions represent the same thing. Let's continue with our explanation. Here we need to write this data as fraction. We need to write here 6.5 pounds over 1. Remember, when you divide over 1, anything is the same result that the amount. Okay. The second step is to draw two vertical lines to write here the best conversion factor, that 1 pound equals 453.6 grams. But in conversion factor, we have two different conversion factors. Then we need to transform pounds into grams. Then this is the best conversion factor for this conversion, because here and here is the grams. Then we are going to use this conversion factor, and we are going to copy the value here in the top and the other value here in the bottom. 453.6 grams over 1 pound. Okay, now we can write here the equals sign. And this and this are conversion factors now. As its name indicates, we need to multiply this by this. Okay? This is the first conversion factor, and this is the second conversion factor. Because of this, we need to multiply this by this, and then this by this. For this, we need to write a line here, and we are going to copy the values in this line. 6.5 multiply 453.6 and 1 by 1. And the units are pounds times grams. And here only have pounds. Okay? Now we are going to use our calculator to obtain this multiply, and the result is 2,940 44.5. Now, we are going to eliminate pounds with pounds, and only we are going to obtain grams here. And the result is 2,944.5 grams. Remember that you need to write these lines around the result. And in other words, 6.5 pounds equals 2,944.5 grams. In this example, we need to convert 0.5 mile into feet. Mile into feet. Okay, now the first step is to write the data as fraction. Okay, now we have 0.5 miles over 1. Okay, after that, we need to write two vertical lines to write here a conversion factor. Remember that the equivalence between mile and feet are 1 mile equals 1,280 feet. And we can write this equivalence as two different conversion factors. 1 mile equals 5,280 feet, or 5,280 feet equals 1 mile. This expression represents the same thing. And remember that we need to write here the conversion, miles into feet. Then here we are going to write feet, okay, in the top of the fraction. Because of this, this conversion factor is the best to copy here in this space. Now we are going to copy the value here, this value here, and the other one here. 5,280 feet over 1 mile. Okay? Now we are going to write here the equals expression to obtain the multiply of this factor with this factor. Remember that we need to multiply this value with this value. 0.5 times 5,280, and then the units, miles and feet. And here we need to write 1 times 1 and the units here that are miles. Okay? Now, after that, we can use our calculator to obtain these results. Okay, 0.5 times 5,280 equals 2,640 over 1 times 1, 1. Okay? And remember that we need to cancel the units, miles with miles. And the result are feet. Now, we have 2,640 feet to final result. In other words, 0.5 miles equals 2,640 feet. This is the last example. We need to convert here miles into kilometers. Remember that the first step is to write the data as conversion factor, as a fraction. Okay, here we have 14 miles into kilometers. And remember, we need to write 14 miles over 1 as a fraction. And then we are going to write 2 vertical lines. And then this is the place for the conversion factor. In the top of the conversion factor, we need to write kilometers. We need to write kilometers. And the equivalents between miles and kilometers are 1 mile equals 1,609 kilometers. And with this statement, we have 2 different conversion factors. 1 mile equals 1,609 kilometers, or 1,609 kilometers over 1 mile. These expressions represent the same. Okay, now we need to choose the best conversion factor. What is the best conversion factor? This one is the best conversion factor because here we have kilometers in the top of the fraction. Okay, now we are going to copy the values here and here. Now, after that, we are going to draw a line here to write the multiply of these numbers. 14 miles, 14, multiplied by 1,609, then miles times kilometers. And here, in the bottom of the fraction, 1 times 1, and only we have here miles. Okay, now we are going to use our calculator. 14 times 1.609 equals 22.526 over 1 times 1, 1. And remember that we need to cancel the units here, miles, and only we have kilometers. Kilometers. Then the result is 22.526 kilometers. And we need to write into a square the result. In other words, 14 miles equals 22.526 kilometers. Very well, guys. That's all for today. I'll see you next video. Bye-bye.